Guys, welcome.
Damn.
Another disappointing episode.
Oh, guys.
Not because of this, but because of something else. You guys came into the conversation halfway through.
You kind of interrupted. That was a little rude, but we'll forgive you this time.
Yeah, sorry.
We love you
We were
so
talking
much.
about something else. Guys, welcome to another exciting episode
What?
of SonsOfVidya.
Guess what, Tom? This is episode 50, I think.
Yeah. It totally is.
Yeah, nice.
I'm Tom C., as you just said.
D. Marks over here.
Your unbelievable hosts.
Super hosts of
Super
sorts.
hosts. Yes, welcome to the show.
Guys,
Dude, let's try Jeff Goldblum. Can we do it the whole time?
welcome to the show.
I'm a powerful man. Powerful force.
Oh, time to celebrate my career.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Guys, yeah. Woo!
So, guys, as you can probably tell, we already talked about BioShock 10 times in a row.
Yes, we also...
Talked about Metal Gear Solid like 6 times in a row.
It's true. That's why we're not doing a podcast this week.
We're skipping this week.
I think we're just gonna...
You
get to hear the sun's nap for almost an hour.
It would be a good opportunity to do one of our classic Let's Not Talk About Video Game episodes.
Or talk about us episodes.
Yeah, but we didn't plan anything like that. So no.
You know what we should do? Here's what I'm going to say. First time, you're going to take callers on the air.
Yo, can we do a Dr. Drew style sex hotline show?
I don't know Dr. Drew did a sex.
Oh, we did Loveline.
Did he?
It's a really famous show.
I remember him.
Okay, not everyone knows Dr. Drew that well. I mean,
well, he's a celebrity rehab guy, right?
yeah, but for a long time ago, he used to Loveline.
Oh.
It was kind of it was
See, when I think of
how
sex,
he got in the game. Dude.
When I think of sex therapists, I always think of that squat Jewish lady.
Snooki?
No, Dr. Ruth somewhat or Dr.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
No, that's his Supreme Court justice.
Right.
No, some people know what I'm
Sally
talking
Jesse
about.
Raphael?
No, that's a daytime talk show host.
Ricky Lake is also one.
Yes.
Okay, so okay, well, can we do that? Is the real question. Why can't we be the sexperts they call? Here's the deal, guys. A lot of people, they email and they say, Tom, you seem like a sexpert. I can hear it in your voice.
Do the people want the steamy tips?
Do they want the steamy tips? That's what they ask me, and the answer is, of course, no, they don't. Because we're nerdy, awkward people.
That's true. With gigantic hearts.
Hearts, which is the problem. It's very frightening.
Yeah, it's elephantine heart syndrome.
So, but here's the thing, guys. We're pretty likable dudes.
That's true.
And we're not total nerds.
We have a close circle of friend.
Are we going to pretend that we only have one friend because we only have one friend on the show?
Well, no, I was actually going so far as to say that we are each other's one friend.
Oh, I like that a lot better. Let's pretend that Baz isn't even our friend.
Okay, deal.
Anyway, guys. Okay, so here's the deal. There's some news.
What?
We're gonna get into it, I guess, because we can't make jokes anymore. Now this is a sex hotline. We're waiting on calls until the calls come, though.
Yeah. We'll talk about video games until we get calls.
Yeah, until we get calls.
Until we get the phone lines set up.
Yeah. Well, no, they're set up. We're just waiting.
Dude,
is that a flash? Nope. It was a reflection. It was a reflection of something.
Just as a quick aside, we should do like a live stream or something at some point. Do you think people would watch that?
Yeah, maybe once we're actually popular.
I think we'd have one or two people.
We might have one or two people, and that'd be fun. But it would just be us talking to them the whole time. How you doing?
Well, like we could stream a Let's Play. That'd be fun.
Yeah, people have said they want to see that before.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how that works, but we need to get involved in that Twitch thing. Twitch TV, you've heard of it?
No.
Well, that's the first step. Go look it up. Anyway, so the only bit of news that I caught just recently, guys, because it's only just happening recently, is EA is in the semifinals for the worst company of the year again.
Oh, good. I'm glad my bracket held out.
Yeah. Have you guys been doing that March Madness thing, except with this thing? For, I assume, bets? Do people bet on March Madness? They got it.
People bet on everything, dude. There are bets on who the next pope was going to be.
Yeah. I mean, does anyone else feel weird that you're essentially... everyone's getting really excited to watch school children play basketball? I know they're not children, but I want to make fun of you people who like sports. So go screw yourselves. Everyone's like, we gotta watch March Madness. And a bunch of college kids. F off.
But
Not even professional sports.
Yeah, but well, that's one
people say it's more legit because
that's what I was going to say. That's a lot of people would say that it's more pure. It's more pure representation of the sport because there's no like sponsorships or anything like that.
I know, but that's like
it's people just competing. It's like it's why people like the Olympics.
People like the Olympics?
From what I understand. Yes.
Okay. No, I know. I just hate hearing about it. People are allowed to like whatever they want. I just don't want to hear about it. It got into my ear zone, and that's not all right. Anyway, so here's the deal, guys. Yeah, they're in line to be the first company to get it 2 times in a row.
2 times. 2 for Tuesday.
In a row. Guys, we were sick last week, too.
Well, it's funny because...
Excuse me if we cough a lot more than usual somehow.
It's funny because, actually, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, I think the company they're up against, Bank of America, was the company they were up against last year for this in the finals.
I think they're up against somebody else. Unless you're right. You might be right.
Yeah, I think Bank of America made it all the way up.
Yeah, it's probably true. But here's the deal, guys. Let's be honest, all right? You're going to have a lot of people, a lot of gamers, sorry again, we call them gamers, a lot of gamers who really do feel they're the worst company in America. And you know what? It's just not true. Sorry, is it the worst company in the world?
I have to imagine it's just America.
Okay. Here's the deal, guys.
Before we get into it, what is it consumerist? Is that
It's Forbes.
Forbes, okay.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it's America or the world, but regardless, the point is, no, guys, we're not going to sit here and pretend they're the worst company in the world. We just can't do that.
Well,
hold on, because we understand that they might be the worst from a wanting to serve their customer base perspective. Maybe worse from a how they actually feel about their consumer base, but they're not the actual most impact related worst one. There's worse ones just for morality too. If you think about it, a company like Bank of America, they like kill people with their decisions sometimes. EA never does that. That's true,
but the thing is, what better represents a company than the way that they treat their consumers?
Yeah, I know, but that's not what I'm saying. Is yes, that makes them. They definitely are one of the worst companies, but they're not like. We can't say they are the worst company in the world because that's well,
not in the world. But...
you know what I mean? Because like what they do is less important, you know. But the thing is, guys, it's still important that not that they get elected for this, but that they know that they're in the running for this, guys. And I'm saying this because
they got it now. It's not like they don't know.
Now, here's the deal: a lot of people will comment on this Forbes list. This is why I'm bringing this up. Will comments for us be like, really? Actually, the EA president responded in this. He said...
Didn't he give the same excuse they gave last year?
Sort of. But this year he was like, really? We're against these people who caused oil spills and stuff? Really? We're a video game company. But, like, here's the deal, guys. The thing is, no, they're not the worst company in the world because they don't have oil spills or anything like that. But this list is more likely to affect somebody like them, if you think about it. Because... they're a company that their mistakes and the things that make them bad are something they can actually fix. Something they can change that aren't accidents.
True.
You know? They feel like... You can see that EA is a company that does these things and thinks they're getting away with it. And, like, they think that people don't notice the underhanded things they're doing.
Well, that, and I think if you're an EA and you make the kind of decisions that you do... and other companies start following suit along with you, I think that vindicates your decision-making in your mind, which is one of the reasons why so many people don't like EA, because of the policies that they've implemented over the past few years, especially regarding their anti-piracy and used game stuff. A lot of other publishers have been taking hints off of that, have been cribbing off their notes as well.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of gamers with a Z very unhappy with with the situation as a whole, because EA, when people think to a bad publisher, well, first of all, I think when most people think to a video game publisher, I think they think of EA, because pretty much they're the powerhouse. They make every kind of game. They publish every kind of game. They put all of them out there. Like pretty much every sports game is Electronic Arts.
Yeah. Well. Most of them. Some of them are 2K.
Well, Madden's. Yeah, I think NHL.
Oh, they have one of every kind of sport.
Yeah.
They don't have a monopoly on the sport market, but though they mostly do.
Yeah. What games does 2K make?
2K Sports.
See, I've never even heard of that.
They actually had a baseball competition where if you got a no-hitter in their game, they give you $1 million. That was awesome.
But see,
if you were the first to do it, I think.
The thing is, I've never even heard of that game before. Like, I've heard of...
They got commercials. It's pretty famous franchise.
I'm just saying, I've never heard of it. I've heard of all of the EA Sports titles because they're like...
They're the big ones.
Yeah. But they also have... Battlefield. They don't have Call of Duty. That's someone else.
Activision, who is the other worst.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it totally is Activision. But yeah, they have all of BioWare stuff now. Obviously, people are pretty aware of that. Mm-hmm. So it makes it so. Like I said, when people think of a game publisher, they think of EA because they're pretty much the big one.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe people are doing this because they see they make EA the vision of all gaming's sins right now? The direction gaming is going?
It's possible, but I think a lot of it is more... I would guess that the way that the Forbes people find out who people imagine to be the worst company is through a lot of online stuff, and since gamers are generally tend to be a lot more tech savvy than most people, and they're online a lot more, if they hear that EA is in the running for that, a lot of gamers are going to flock to that and be like, "Oh, well, I think they're pretty bad, so I'm going to vote for these guys."
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why this list is a little bit bogus.
Yeah.
But Forbes isn't stupid either. The guy who was writing the article about why this is why he was doing a counterpoint to everything the EA guy. I forget the EA guy's name.
Ken Lyerman?
Nope, not Ken Lyerman. Something more. I don't remember what it is. Anyway, but the thing is...
More Lyerman.
Yeah, Liar Mormon? I don't know. Anyway, the thing is, he was doing like a counterpoint, and the guy at Forbes clearly knew his stuff about gaming.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not like an idiot. They know why this company is bad. And the thing is, we all know that Bank of America doesn't have to fix what they've done wrong because they're the richest people in the world and they own you. But EA can actually, if people don't like their stuff enough, they'll go out of business eventually.
Yeah, eventually, but that's debatable because the kind of somewhat monopoly they have. I'm hesitant to use the word monopoly because they don't.
I wouldn't agree with monopoly
because they don't really have one. But I would say that EA controls the lion's share of the market. That's right. What I would say.
Because that sounds cooler to say.
Well, naturally, of course. But it also is, yeah. They have a much bigger slice of the video game pie than most other publishers do.
Right.
So, I don't feel that people are going to still buy the games.
Yeah.
That's really what it boils down to. And if we've learned one thing about, if economics have learned one thing about the way human beings operate, it's that it doesn't matter how bad your product is, some people will always buy it.
Unless it's SonsOfVidya.
Unless it's SonsOfVidya. In which case
you're not actually selling anything.
It's true. But
if you do it away for free, nobody buys it. That's the weird part. Okay, well let's cut to the nobody wants a politics podcast. Let's cut to the short of it. Do you think this list will actually be effective in creating any sort of change?
It wasn't last year.
It wasn't last year. They actually became much, much worse, which is kind of the funny part of it. Because after last year's definite vote for the worst, they then did all this SimCity stuff, which that terrible DRM.
Yeah.
They did a bunch of other stuff like that. It's not like I want them to hear they're the worst company year after year, and maybe it does something. Because Forbes isn't a fly-by-night thing.
No, they've been around for a while.
Although I would like to see a worst company in gaming list by like a gaming website, of which I'm not aware of any.
Like Kotaku or something like that?
I don't even know what Kotaku does. I've never gone on that
like
site.
A tech
They
site.
probably already do that. I just never go on it. I assumed it was a Japanese porn site.
Well, probably.
With a name like that.
But I just don't know, because...
Are they really that bad?
They're not great.
Like, yeah, they're not that great.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the biggest thing, and it's kind of something...
Is that you don't want them to ruin Dragon Age 3? God, I love the Dragon Age series.
I'm holding out hope.
It's going to be so great. I can't wait for another
It's something I touched on earlier. It's something I touched on earlier, is the fact that, like, especially within the past year, so many other companies have been doing a lot of the same things that EA has been doing, that, like, I think it kind of dilutes, and wrongfully so, but I think it kind of dilutes EA's quote-unquote badness.
But they've also been... But the fact that this obvious badness is happening has created a lot of good things, too. Because you have companies who make, like, Witcher 3, who now this DRM thing and this bad business is just right out there. They get more publicity from them by being better business people. Because the one guy just came out for Witcher 3 and he said, we're not putting a DRM. Somebody wants to pirate it, whatever. And everyone they get more sales probably because they're doing the right thing for the customer.
That's true, but that's not.
People are taking advantage of the badness of that company.
Yeah, but you could also be people are taking advantage of it, but to what end? I mean, if you
do we need a devil for a god? Is the question.
Well, that's debatable, but I mean, if you were Witcherman, Glenn Witcherman, I believe his name. Glenn Witcherman.
The only guy who likes the Witcher series.
No, the guy who works for the Witcher.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, he also likes it.
Yeah, that's true.
He's named after it, and it's named after him.
If you're Glenn Witcherman, and this is, don't get me wrong, this is an entirely hypothetical scenario. I realize something like this would never ever happen. But
Someone being named Glenn Witcherman? It could happen.
And Witcher 3 sells no copies, but everyone else pirates it and loves it.
Yeah.
That's not gonna make Glenn Witcherman sleep better at night.
No.
He's not gonna be like, people really enjoyed that game I didn't make any money off of. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a bluff at best, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
now you're not wrong to say what you're saying.
And it's and a lot of this is just based on the fact that I'm extremely cynical when it comes to the world of big business.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the stuff involving the video game industry. But
because you look at those businesses, you say, I could do it better. And you walk up to Bobby Kotick's face and you slap it. And you say, give me that company. And he says, yes.
Give me that company.
Give him the company, you say. Slap, slap. And then he does it.
It's true. That's how business works in real life.
That's how it works in real life.
But no, it's just a big old mess.
That's the short of it. I'll tell you that. There's nothing you can do about it. I appreciate that it's well known among everyone. This is a thing that's ruining everything for everybody, and it's literally worse than people who cause natural disasters.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look, like I said, people who vote on that kind of stuff are more affected by EA's practices than British Petroleum's.
I know, but that's sort of the problem too. Is that this list can't be taken seriously if such a thing is, if that's the way that's voted.
I honestly, I can't see any other way that it would be voted on.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they could do mail-in letters. I guarantee you EA wouldn't even be on the list. If it was, you had to do literally envelopes. No, there'd be no company on that list. The only company on the list would be Forbes for making such a dumb way of doing it.
Why you gotta do this?
Forbes, you suck. Thanks for making us write letters again.
No, it would end up being Forbes versus the post office.
I was writing to say Forbes, but then I went to the post office and it sucked.
I hated it. I had to buy stamps.
I don't know.
This sucked.
Guys, there's nothing you can do about it. Just buy all the EA games, and if you buy all of them, then they'll have too much money. They won't have to keep making games.
See, that's not a bad idea.
That's what we call super economics.
Well, it's reverse psychology economics.
Yeah, that's what you do. Is if they sell too many and they have to be shortaged of stuff, then they're screwed.
Then what are they going to do?
There's no more business for anybody.
You can't make new games.
Games? It's over for them. They've sold out then. That's the solution, guys.
That's it, guys. So go out and buy
everyone, pool up all your funds and buy them out. Actually, if you literally bought them out, that'd be a smart move.
But what is the solution, Tom?
Get a union of gamers to save up $70 billion.
No, that's not that kind of solution.
I don't know what the solution to the problem is.
Because nobody's gonna boycott EA.
They always say that, but I got to be honest. If the thing is, I am having a hard time because I know Battlefield 4 is going to come out, and I'm a big Battlefield fan, but I don't know that I'm going to be rushing out to buy it. Why? Because I don't like this new practice of theirs. It's an EA title, and we were all hyped for 3 because it was the
first one in like
first one in a very
years.
long time.
Yeah,
and so everyone was hyped on it. And then when one comes out every year, that turns off a huge amount of fans, and it turns me off. And it's an EA title that I almost definitely would have bought because it's one of the few titles I like that's actually by EA. And because of this new business practice by them, that's definitely their say of it. I'm probably not going to be rushing out to buy it.
And they didn't even learn from Activision's Call of Duty model. Like, if EA had done Battlefield 3 last year,
right?
A new Battlefield 1942 game,
or 2142,
everyone
would be
Vietnam.
Nuts about that. If they made another 2142, everyone would lose their mind.
Yeah. So if they just alternated like that. So essentially,
if you made it a franchise.
So a new game would come out every 2 years.
Or 3 if you did it with the other way.
Well, yeah. Then nobody would be...
No, but they made another Modern Warfare game.
Yeah, which we have a million of.
Which they just made. Like, I don't understand how they're going to make it any better. Like, the only thing I've seen was a screenshot where it looks exactly the same.
See, that's the thing. It's like, how much...
Like, it's like you're not only turning people off from the newer game, but people who were playing 3 for a while, who are getting into it, who are planning on it being a long-term gaming investment.
Yeah.
They're like, whoa, whatever, I guess we're doing this now. And they get kind of disenfranchised, too. And it turned me off from the idea.
Still can't believe they're making another Medal of Honor game.
Yeah, what were they thinking there? That's such crap. Because nobody wants that.
No, nobody played the first one.
Yeah, no. Who's greenlighting that? Because it's literally Battlefield, but worse.
Yeah. So it's bad news.
Like, there's no one who's buying that. And no one bought it, and no one will buy it. No one liked it.
I guess when you're EA and you got money to waste, you can waste
Maybe,
it.
like, somebody's son made up Medal of Honor, and they're like, all right, we got to put it...
I mean,
Billy's unhappy if we don't make another one.
I mean, I used to play Medal of Honor, the original one.
It used to be good.
Yeah, that's true.
Now it's turned into a bunch of crap.
That'll happen. Anyway, guys, we're going to take a break.
You're gonna get us copyright flagged.
I'm not sure if I
hope you know that.
It's because it's a cover.
Singing the Popeye song.
That's not
like
a
that.
Popeye song. It's a Eggman song.
What's the Popeye song?
Isn't
there 2 Popeye songs?
Yeah,
that's
the first
true.
one was the spinach theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Popeye-spinach theme. Yeah, I got you.
Guys, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Did you eat your spinach while we were on break?
You're strong to the finish.
It'll make you grow big and strong.
Only in the arms, though.
Yeah.
Only in the arms, or in the effing jaw.
Or it'll make you breathe.
I guess it was if he wanted to be punched in the face, he'd be all right.
Yeah, that's true.
But come on, man, it's not worth it. Just maybe get like big legs to evade punches to the face.
Do you ever play Punch Out as a kid?
No.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
For some reason I didn't.
I had a friend who played it back before in the dark ages before I had a system. I had a friend who lived like a few houses away from me.
Right.
And I would go over and I would play video games on his NES.
Right.
And I played Punch Out and I played Super Mario 2, the Doki Doki Panic one, and that game was hard.
What, Mario 2?
No, the other one.
Punch Out? Punch Out was one of the... Punch Out's like the dating sim of NES games, because you basically have to do everything exactly right.
Well,
because some of the dudes if you don't do the exact right order, you're not beating them.
Well, it's
dodge at the right time.
It's more of the case of like every fight's a boss fight.
Yeah,
because like each character
they all have like patterns and stuff though.
They all have their own weaknesses and stuff.
Like here, pro tip, guys, they're all weak against being punched.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you kick any of them, you lose. I don't know why they gave you that button. You know,
it's the you lose.
No,
button.
I never played the game. It was, I think, in Animal Crossing.
Was it?
It was one of the NES games. I think. Don't quote me on that. It might have been one of the cheat ones that you could add to Hacksaws to get.
Hacksaws.
But yeah, no, I would have played it there if I did play it, but I did not play it because I didn't really have that many. Actually, we didn't really start on Nintendo. Me and me family.
Me
familia.
family.
Nolo sport starting on things.
Interesting.
You know? Because we started out with that Super Nintendo. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what a Super Nintendo
Any reason you ask?
Just thought of it. Oh, we were talking about punching people.
Right.
We're talking about arm muscles specifically.
Here's a dumb question. Wait, arm muscles? Yeah. Dumb question. Have you ever been so emotional from a video game that you threw or broke something?
No.
That's wrong. One time you threw my controller on the ground after you were jazzed to beat me.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what came with that?
I think it was Smash Brothers, weirdly. No, I think it was actually a game we were both playing together and we were trying to beat something together.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't know what that was, but it was really hard, but we managed to do it somehow.
Yeah, well,
What was that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But you like threw it down like a touchdown thing, and it was awesome.
I think at the time you didn't think it was awesome.
No, but I do now. Okay. Now I think it, but don't do it again.
Right.
But I think it was cool then. Some people are really inclined to do that kind of thing.
That's true. And some people are inclined to do it by accident, which is why they have all the thousands upon thousands of safety straps.
Yeah, why are people so inclined to throw things?
Well, because they're slippery. I mean, like the Wiimote, you can just
the Wiimote, yeah, but some people are like, throw controllers when they're mad.
Oh, no, those people
do you think it's because of a bad childhood?
I think it's because because they can't throw the game system.
Mm-hmm.
Or the disc.
Right.
But like the...
I'm not really a thrower myself, you know.
Yeah, you're more of a...
Are these people likely to hit people in an argument?
No, probably not.
You don't think so?
Nah.
You don't think if they got frustrated in a conversation or angry with somebody?
I think they'd be more likely to take out their aggression on an inanimate object.
Like a person who punches a fridge?
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Dude, you know what we're gonna move right along. Because I thought of something right now. Right. You know what's coming out this year that we really should look into?
Company Heroes 2.
Yes, but that's not what I was thinking of.
Hold on. I'm going to guess it. Rome 2.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
Okay. Nope, don't have it.
Dynasty Warriors 8 comes out.
No, it already came out, didn't
it? Maybe in Japan. But it's coming out in America in June. But, like, I was reading about how they totally changed everything. Because, guys, we mentioned it before. We like Dynasty Warriors.
They changed stuff?
Like, all of the characters are totally unique now. Like,
dude, I hated that, though. Remember because we were, like, in 5 they changed it all, and we're all like, boo.
I liked 5. I thought everyone liked 5.
Oh, 6 it was. Remember when, like, Lu Bu has a dumb shuriken instead of massive spear?
Yeah.
They fixed that. They changed it all back.
Did they?
I think so. Because everyone hated that they all had different weapons.
Well, no, they changed it in the way that now everyone's more... Because from what I understand in 7, some of the characters were like kind of samey.
Right.
But they changed it so that everybody is like unique and has their own unique skill lists and stuff. That's what I heard. Regardless, and supposedly the creative character is supposed to be really good.
Dude, the fact is the creative character was out for too long. Remember, like 5 didn't have it.
I thought 5 did have I thought 5 Empires had it.
Oh, yeah, no, they only ever did it in Empires. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Empires or whatever it was called, the other one. Extreme Legends?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't play Empires. But no, they took out the creative character, which I think everyone loved, and I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, I think
they put it back in those Extreme Legend games, which is horse hockey.
Yeah, but I think Empires is a different game, though, because everyone seems to like that. Maybe it's like a Mountain Blade kind of thing.
No, it was like some kind of weird... It was like another story mode that was slightly different. I don't know anything about it. Anyway, yeah, we should buy it.
Yeah, we should.
As soon as we find out if it's good or not.
I've heard...
The problem is now that we're such businessmen, we got all this work to do, we never have time for video games.
We're too busy playing other video games.
Yeah, we're playing video games for profit and for showcasing them.
That's true.
We can no longer play video games for the point of fun. All the times that would have been used for fun on Borderlands 2, we stopped doing that and we're doing business now.
I'll be honest, we kind of played Crash Team Racing. Sun's fights are all kind of about fun.
Dude, we have to think of something else to play.
That's true.
Because now we're screwed.
Luckily, we have some time. Dude, we can do Gun and Battle Assault.
No, we couldn't. We tried it.
We can do the thing that I said.
Oh, yeah, we can do the thing you said. Guys.
It's incredibly easy to do.
All right, you're right. What was I going to talk about? I had something to actually talk about. Oh, yeah. Hey, are games getting too easy?
No, I don't think so. Because here's the deal. Guys, we mentioned
I know it's a little bit disjointed. Cut me some slack.
It's a weird week. Yeah, we talked about last week how we played BioShock and stuff. We're actually starting... by the time this comes out,
yep,
our Let's Play BioShock will have started.
Right.
And Tom's doing that on 1999 mode.
As you may know, he said he was playing 1999 mode last week.
Oh, I finished it by then.
Since then, I have also finished it.
Yeah.
And I deem it was far too easy.
It was not as difficult as I guessed it would
have been. For the hardest mode in the game, it is rarely challenging.
Yeah, there were only a few parts that I really had a lot of trouble with.
Which makes me...
Although, quite frankly, you ran past a lot of fights, which really helped the challenge.
I feel like that's part of the strategy.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that running past fights will give you the illusion of ease.
I don't know that it does, because it's still kind of hard to run.
That's true.
I can't do it in real life at all.
That's true. But no, I think a lot of people, because I've heard a lot of people complain that Bioshock Infinite is too easy. But I think the thing of it is that, like, Bioshock isn't a game that necessarily needs to be hard.
Yeah, but in a hard difficulty mode, that's what you're playing it for. It's challenge.
Yeah, I can understand that.
The normal mode should be as easy as whatever. It was correctly easy.
But I did think that
hardcore mode was definitely harder.
I definitely thought I was challenged.
I felt challenged at times, but a truly hard game in the past was simply hard. Like, much harder.
That's true.
But I'm not even talking about just, like, bullet hell games like Ikaruga, which is unbelievably hard.
Or Metal Slug, which is also hard.
Yeah, like, those games are quarter takers, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, now games that are...
Can we call them quarter whores?
No. That sounds really erotic. But, no, the thing is... Like, now you have games that are more challenging in newer ways. Like, a Dark Souls is challenging in a specific way.
That's true.
But I like that way.
And the thing about Dark Souls is that, like, a lot of times they're very exploitable things.
Yeah.
That decrease the challenge.
Here's the thing about challenges.
The challenge.
Right? Because now games are a little bit more, they kind of focus more on you figuring out your own ways and stuff. And so it's kind of harder to make a game more challenging without making the enemies cheaper. Or making it, in general, feel more unfair.
Yeah, and I think, because that's another thing, because that... If a game isn't challenging enough, people will complain about it. But if a game is cheaply hard, people will also complain.
Because a lot of companies think the solution. I feel like we're using companies too much today. A lot of games feel it is the way to increase challenge is just to blindly make enemies take more hits.
Yeah,
which is not always the best way to do it.
No,
it doesn't necessarily make the game more challenging. It makes it longer to beat enemies instead of harder, and it gets a little bit. It's hard to figure out how to make it actually work.
And I think that some developers kind of give thought to it. Because, like, you look at a Fallout New Vegas.
Right.
You have the hardcore mode, which, while doesn't make the game, like, more particularly challenging, there's more involved that needs to be considered.
Yeah, you have to be aware of certain things that you wouldn't have to be otherwise.
Yeah, because
that do make the game more challenging.
You're like, oh, I'm a little hungry, so my strength's low.
Yeah. Like, you could argue that Dead Money is the most challenging of any of the DLCs in that game, because it requires you to be focusing on more stuff than normal in order to complete it without dying. Because you don't have to worry about your collar when you have to hear sounds and
your
stuff
companion.
like that. And your companions and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it adds a more challenging aspect as opposed to making the enemies harder.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I definitely agree. Here's the thing, though. The reason I can't really answer 100% about whether or not games are getting...
is you haven't played 100% of all games.
That's very true. I have not done that.
But I'm the captain of all games, so I can answer these questions.
I'm the pilot of all games.
Interesting.
No.
I feel like we're on the same position, then.
Maybe. No. The thing of it is that, like, I'm not... when it comes to games, I'm not particularly a challenge seeker, you know?
No, which is why I was a little bit surprised you went for 1999 mode.
I mean, I like Bioshock.
I know, but you would play like a Metal Gear Solid. You wouldn't be like, all right, time to play it on European Extreme.
That's true.
That would never happen because European Extreme blows.
Yeah, you're right. I've never even thought of doing something like that.
You wouldn't be like, oh, I loved Resident Evil 4. I'm going to play on professional mode. Tell you why, because professional sucks.
Yeah.
Professional mode is hard in a dumb way. It's hard in that way where the enemies are just stronger.
Yeah.
It's almost hard in exactly like a Bioshock way, except Bioshock lets you actually do stuff as opposed to Resident Evil, which sucks.
Which is not designed for this.
Because 4 is a great game, but like you can't evade anything.
No, you're pretty
much. In Bioshock, you can move around, you can do stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like that game is challenging in a dumb way.
When I play Age of Empires by myself, I put the difficulty up to expert.
Okay, that's more for. I don't know if that's. Is that because you want a bigger challenge?
No, that's because I want to practice against near. It's because I want to practice on a level of a human level intellect of the people that we play against.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So it's yeah. No, you're right. Because like I said, I'm not really a challenge seeker when it comes to games. I like because here's the deal. I like beating games. I like winning. I don't like losing, and I don't like being frustrated.
I've often gone to easy mode for games that I feel are going to be stupid.
Now because you won't even play Saints Row on normal difficulty.
Because Saints Row on any difficulty is outrageous. Saints Row 2 on normal difficulty, they only seek to frustrate. That game,
and even I didn't do that. Even I kept it at normal.
That's a game no one is looking for a challenge on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's how I feel about that kind of.
Because here's the deal: you lose a mission in Saints Row, and you're like, I've now officially realized I don't care this much. It took me one death to realize...
I would like to just be done with this mission. Thank you.
I got the gist. I now want to be done with this. You never want to be like, darn it, I didn't earn this Saints Row mission.
Back on the horse.
Yeah, I gotta...
You want to be back
I want to earn this one, Saints Row. You're making a believer out of me. No,
you don't want to get back on the horse. You just want to get back in the van. Have someone else drive.
Yeah, you don't want that. You wish if they put a skip mission option sometimes, I'd be okay with it.
Dude, remember in L.A. Noire when you messed up any of the sneaking parts too many times? It'd be
just let you skip it. That I felt was crazy.
No, that was really funny.
But still, anyway. That game potentially is too easy because they give you too many ways of avoiding stuff. Which I kind of like, though, because you're not playing that game for a challenge.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not playing that game for a challenge. Was there any game that you felt was... Is there any game that you enjoyed the challenge of?
Yeah, you play a Dark Souls or a Demon Souls specifically for the challenge.
That's true, yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really play those games too much.
Yeah, but it's... I do enjoy the story and everything else in there, but every single thing you do, it feels rewarding, you know?
Yeah.
To accomplish it because you're actually... Because that game doesn't do it cheaply.
That's true.
There are enemies who are real strong, but there's ways of beating them.
Yeah.
And you have to learn it.
It's kind of a challenging game. Borderlands on New Game Plus, that was pretty hard.
See, that I also would argue was hard in a cheap way.
Well, definitely, yeah. Because the enemies were just stronger.
Yeah, because the enemies were stronger, and you felt weaker, or you didn't get the stuff needed to beat them.
Yeah, you always felt under par.
And so that's the worst way to do it, honestly, because then it's not skill-based. When you want an increased challenge, you want a skill-based increased challenge.
Yeah,
if you're playing on expert, you want to have your skill raised to that level.
You want to be beaten because you were bettered, not because you were,
And you want to play that game to show that you're the best at it.
Yeah.
Not you're the best at whatever they want,
Yeah.
Because nobody feels good about beating something that had more health. Like if you had a Devil May Cry game, you're like, why are they even giving me guns? I have to shoot it 7,000 times. That's not fun.
No, that's true.
Because the enemies are tougher than they should be.
Yeah.
Like, here's the deal. Guys, you might know I like a game called Shinobi, which is a challenging game. It's one of the hardest games for PS2. I've only beat it once and by accident. If that. I don't even know if I did. But every boss takes a lot of hits. But there's ways of every single boss you can beat it in one hit if you do it right. Which I always really liked the idea of because it involved being skilled at doing the combos correctly. And it was all about seeing the enemies, finding them, and getting to them, and then the boss, which took a lot of skill, and yet the game was still challenging in a way that to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it's a whole thing.
That game was a PS2 game, though.
That's true.
I've not encountered a game as challenging as that.
Because they'll still make Ninja Gaiden games, and
I think people are arguing those games are easier.
Probably.
Because now Ryu's got more busty lady friends.
Well, yeah, and that makes everything easier.
Yeah.
At least on the eyes.
Makes some things a little bit harder.
Oh!
Game, that is. It's hard to be good at games.
Yeah.
Looking at ladies.
But yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if they're making games easier or not. Some would probably argue they were. I honestly am not really, like I said, I'm not really a good judge on it because I don't really care about challenging myself for most games.
Yeah, because you're playing games to relax.
Yeah.
There's some games you want to be the master of. We know that. But most games you're playing to relax.
Yeah, just whatever.
Nobody's playing Saints Row for a challenge.
No.
Nobody. You might play Grand Theft Auto for a challenge if you're weird. I want to play it to listen to music and drive a car real fast.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
Play Red Dead Redemption and stare at horse butts.
Yeah, no one's playing that because they want to be like, I want to be the best gunslinger in the West.
I'm the best John Marston around.
Well, they might.
Possibly.
But I feel like those long open world games do not really do that too well. Because even in a Fallout, you don't want to challenge as much as you want to feel like a strong BA.
That's true.
You want to be like, I just shot this guy with a shotgun. It was rad.
I mean,
flew across the world.
Here's the thing. Like the way I've always looked at the game is like, is there a normal mode? And that's what it's meant to be played on because it's normal.
Yeah, that's what I normally do, except for games that are like Saints Row.
Yeah.
Well, I think only Saints Row is the example that I can do.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of another game where I lowered it to easy right off the bat. Because I really just don't care about Saints Row.
Did you lower Grand Theft Auto down to easy, perhaps?
I don't think it has an easy mode.
Maybe.
I would have because it's way too hard. Because the game controls like garbage.
Yeah.
Because it's like
are you excited for 5?
Like you're piloting a man. Yeah, I'm excited. Excited is the wrong word. I definitely am going to buy it and play it and enjoy it. Because they're just good games.
Yeah, I'd be interested in
Although I really only started with 4.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I would be interested in playing it now that I have now that I appreciate Rockstar as a studio a lot more.
Yeah.
This is the first game that they've come out with, the first Grand Theft Auto game that they've come out with where I've been like, oh, Rockstar's a good studio. They have good games that I like and play.
Yeah, I feel like they've grown a lot as a studio in this time too.
Yeah, I
feel like 4 was the start of a beautiful arc.
Well, what was 3 Vice City?
They had 3, then they had 3 Vice City. Well, it wasn't 3 Vice City, but it was Vice City.
I remember back when
they had San Andreas.
Back when I was a youngster, I remember that was the big 3 was the big that was the one that everyone wanted to play.
Yeah.
I never played it because again I didn't have any video games. Video games.
I never played it either.
But I just didn't care. I thought it was just a shoot 'em up simulator, which apparently is not.
I thought it was a very violent thing, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but apparently it was a good game. Regardless, I feel like after 4 came out, which 4 was still arguable quality, I would say. A lot of people still don't think it's that great. But after 4 came out, they had super duper great titles like Red Dead Redemption and L.A. Noire. Yeah. Which are top level games of this generation.
Yeah, and then obviously L.A. Noire is not indicative of Grand Theft Auto's playstyle, but
no, but clearly the studio has improved.
It definitely shows a maturity on the studio's part.
Yeah, so it makes me think they can really put out something real good here.
Yeah,
so I am kind of excited.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I think it might be next gen though. Not that it matters for you,
dude. I don't even want to talk about next gen.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about that next week because we forgot to do that this week.
Guys, if you like our show, we would like you...
Like it.
No, to email us.
Oh.
But in general, like it.
Well, I meant like on Facebook or something.
Oh, yeah, you can like us on Facebook. We do have Facebook.
You can review us on iTunes.
Rate and review on iTunes, please.
And...
Please email us. Say anything you want.
But
you got a story that doesn't relate to us at all? You want to show us your bad artwork? Do you want to show us a new recipe?
Can we get people to make fan art of us?
We're already going to make a whole movie.
Yeah, I want more fan art, though.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I'm insatiable.
Dude, yeah, guys. If any of you are artists, let us know, and we'll have you draw perverted pictures for us.
Exactly.
That's not a joke.
But now that we did say something about perverted pictures, though, I think that
it only means one thing. Speed reviews.
Tom, this is the top 10 most intriguing things you can eat in video games,
so
aka we're just going to say the names of the game. Number 10, Popeye.
Popeye's the game he plays Popeye. He's got big old arms, big old chin, big old nose, and he talks like a mumbo. So 1 out of 10. Mega Man Legends 2.
In this game, it's Mega Man versus League of Legends, and all the little bots are fighting against Mega Man's Buster Cannon. Who's going to win? Who knows? 7 out of 10. Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud's a game where you're going to rain soon, probably, but not yet. It's just kind of an omen, which I like. I like that kind of subtle thing. So 9 out of 10. Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda. In Wind Waker, you have to go ride your boat to wake up the wind because it's overslept for work, and if it's late again, Mr. Twilliger is going to fire it. 6 out of 10. Number 6, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is a game where I think you solve mysteries in a dungeon. That's all I got. 1 out of 10. Pac-Man. Gets a 5 out of 10. Zork 2, The Wizard of Frobos. I gotta be honest, there's a lot of misleading things in this title. Because first of all, I would have assumed Zork 2 was like a caveman situation. Now we got wizards. Too much to deal with. It gets a 10 out of 10. Pokemon Gold and Silver. Pokemon Gold and Silver. You play poker for gold and silver in the Wild West. And you gotta beat Pikachu in the hand of Texas Hold'em. It's a 9 out of 10. Final Fantasy 3. Final Fantasy 3, I think they mean Final Fantasy 3/6. I'm not sure. If they do, 6 is one of the best Final Fantasies you're ever going to play. So play it, 10 out of 10. Super Mario Bros. 3D Land. In Super Mario Bros. 3D Land, Super Mario jumps into the third dimension, but he's still two-dimensional. He's only one-dimensional because he doesn't have any character depth. It's a 1 out of 10. We did it. Guys, that's it. We'll see you next week. Yeah.